Welcome to Manifesting a Life. Now, in the law of attraction, you have to really be careful of how your thoughts are going and what you're saying. As my husband likes to say, he says, everything you think, feel, say, or do is a prayer. So you have to be careful of what you're putting out there, because what you're putting out there is going to come back to you. Now, there was a time when we first bought this house, and it was a mess, and it was a major fixer-upper. We had to replace the plumbing right away because we didn't have any running water in the house. We were catching rainwater to flush the toilets with. We did have, I don't know how this happened, but we did have hot water coming out pretty forcefully out of the bathroom, out of the tub faucet. But other than that, we really didn't have any running water in the house. So my husband spent 2 weeks underneath the house changing out the plumbing so that we could get it running. And we ended up having to change plumbing all the way out to the street, including drain pipes. And so we got the plumbing going in this house. But, we've been taking one room at a time and redoing it. We got the electrical all replaced pretty much. So it takes time. But when we first moved into the house, there's a stairwell that has a very low ceiling. I can walk down the stairs without hitting this stairwell. Here, I'll just show you. Let me take you for a walk. Let me see here what I can do. Okay. Now, the house is still a mess because we haven't finished all the rooms. This room we have finished, so it's looking pretty good. But these other rooms, no, not so much. But see, you can see my hallway, which still has stuff in it. I'm going to switch around. And this is our stairs. See that? And see that buttress right there? That's pretty low. If you're 5'10", you're going to hit that thing when you come up and down the stairs. It makes moving furniture in and out of the house horrible. We have a neighbor that has a lot of good muscle, and so we ask him to come over when we need stuff moved up and down the stairs. But he's 6'2", so he really has to bend down to get underneath that thing. And this patch was not there when we moved in. This is what the story's all about. When I first moved into this house, I wanted to know what was behind that wall. I really wanted to know what was behind that wall. And it was after being in the house for about a year. My son graduated from college and he moved home for about a year while he was looking for a job. One day when he was coming down the stairs, he put his hand to steady himself right there where that patch is and went right through it. All this is a sheet of paneling. It didn't have any drywall behind it or anything. It was just pure paneling, cheap paneling. And he went right through it. So I got to take a look what was behind there. And we discovered there's no reason for us not to be able to move that thing back. So when we redo the stairs, redo this hall, we'll take all this paneling off, and we will move that little knee wall back some more so that people don't bump their heads. It makes it easier to move furniture in and out. Okay, to my usual place. Now, the purpose of showing you that is that I just want to emphasize, be careful what you are putting out there in the universe, because it is going to come back to you. I was putting out there, I really wanted to see what was going on back there. And I got to see. That worked out well for me, because I really wanted to know. And we wanted to be able to plan. We haven't done anything with that one yet, but we're working on it. I do not recommend living in a house while you're rehabbing it. I mean, we were taking the walls down to the cinder block. It's a cinder block house. So we were taking it all down to the cinder blocks and rebuilding each room individually. In fact, the kitchen, we had to go past the cinder blocks. We had to take out 2 external walls around the kitchen and rebuild them, because when we opened up the walls, you could see our neighbor's house through the chinks in the cinder blocks. So we thought, okay, that has to go. We have to rebuild this thing. One was a load bearing wall, so that was fun. But just be careful. Make sure that what you're putting out there I used to think that, oh, people just want you to be happy all the time because you're easier to deal with being happy. Well, yeah, that's true, and you attract more people being happy and being uplifting. Like say they catch more flies with sugar than vinegar. But there's more to it. You really do attract what you're putting out there. And so help bring good stuff to you by putting good stuff out there. Put those good vibes out there, and those good vibes will come back to you. Now, another time when I was much younger, I was driving around town, and I would always see these work trucks with these ladders on top. And I would always think, oh no, I wonder how well that's going to stay on. Was afraid that one's going to fall off right in front of me. And I just kept anticipating one of those things falling off. Well, guess what? One day I was driving down the road with a truck in front of me with a ladder on it, and all of a sudden that ladder slid off into the street right in front of me. But I always anticipated this, so I always left a lot of room between me and any trucks like that were carrying things. And so I was able to stop and not run over the ladder, or not damage my car or anything. But after that, it's like this has already happened, so I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to worry about it. And I've never seen it happen again since. It's kind of strange. So whatever it is that you are constantly worried about, thinking about, anticipating about, make sure it's something good. Anticipate winning the lottery or something. Just do something better than what our usual. It seems like we are geared more toward doing negative things, more focusing on the bad. It's almost like we are trained to, well, you got to cover all your bases. What's your plan B? What's your plan C? If this doesn't work out, what are you going to do? Don't get a new job until or don't quit your old job until you get a new job, type of thing. And just make sure just make sure you put good stuff out there. So that's a manifesting tip for the day. Make sure that while you're putting out there, remember everything you think, feel, say, or do is a prayer. There's a song along those lines. Let's see if now don't comment about my singing, please. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts, thinking, our prayers. Be careful what you're thinking. Seek a higher consciousness, a sense of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Okay, I got some of the words wrong, but you get the idea. I love that song. Okay, talk to you next time. Be sure and put the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking out there. How has what you thought in your life brought about things into existence? Think about it. Think about it. See you later.